The following podcast is inspired by the book How to Live a Great Life. These podcasts are designed to give you some perspectives that will help improve the quality of your life. 4 steps to less stress. There are some stresses that are real and immediate. They are threats to your health and life. This period of COVID-19 causes us to worry about our own well-being as well as the people we love. In addition, too many people are worried about their jobs or businesses. There is great economic uncertainty. This kind of stress requires vision and faith. I have been through business bankruptcy, 3 divorces, and some jobs that did not work out. I discovered that I could not only bounce back from these setbacks, but actually propel myself to achieve new heights. The secret sauce in all of this is giving thanks to the universe for what will be created in life. This helps me in 2 ways. The universe starts bringing me unexpected opportunities that carry me closer to my goal. There is also a side benefit. I find that my stress levels go down. I feel confident that a powerful force is helping guide me. It is not all up to me. There is, however, another kind of stress that is present for most people in everyday life. We imagine that this stress is imposed on us by external events and people. That is not true. All of this stress comes from within ourselves. Your brain judges something negative that someone says or does as being stressful. Your brain conceives of something that might happen in the future as a stressful threat. Your brain looks at past events and makes judgments about how you were found wanting. None of these things are real. They are judgments. They are made up. Dr. Deepak Chopra is a famous author and speaker. He is cherished by many for his wisdom as it relates to spirituality and personal improvement. Sometimes his admirers forget that he is also a heart surgeon. In a speech Dr. Chopra gave some time ago, he talked about the advice he gives his heart patients to help them survive. This advice is meant to reduce stress. One facet of his recommendations was meditation. Practicing meditation causes a reduction in stress. It clears the mind for positive action. When emerging from a brief meditation, one feels calm, centered, and relaxed. The fireplace exercise I offered in the last episode is a form of meditation. If other forms of meditation are not in your comfort zone, the fireplace channel exercise can create the same effect. Another facet of Dr. Chopra's recommendation was to remove judgment. He did not explain in his speech how to do that. However, an understanding of his work and that of other people gives us a hint. I will now unpack that concept for you. Before I do that, please remember that this heart surgeon is attempting to save lives by reducing stress. Let's discuss the meaning of removing judgment. We judge other people. We judge their actions, their words, and of course we judge them for any criticism, real or implied, they may direct toward us. What is the effect of these judgments? Do the judgments harm the other person? No, they do not. So why do we make these judgments about people? The obvious answer is that it makes us feel better about ourselves. In every criticism we have of someone else, we are in essence saying we are better than that. It helps to remember that all of us are struggling with self-doubt. If someone does something negative, it is not because they are at peace with themselves. It is their self-doubt being expressed in the form of negative actions or words. So what is the effect on each of us when we make judgments about other people? Each judgment causes a small amount of the same internal chemical changes that a real threat would cause. In other words, each judgment is a small amount of stress. I believe that is what Dr. Chopra is trying to tell us. Your negative judgments of other people are creating stress in you, not them. Each judgment may only have a small effect on your health, but add them up over time, and perhaps you are even shortening your life expectancy. I believe that is what Dr. Chopra is telling his patients. Any anger that you are holding on to towards another person does not harm them. The danger is that it is harming you. Let's move on to another type of judgment. Your negative judgments about yourself have the same result. They create unhealthy stress. Of course, you are not perfect. No one is. Holding on to these judgments is causing you real harm. Of course, it is also only human to hold on to judgments about the past. Regrets are another form of judgment. There are things that have happened that you wish you had done differently. That is true for all of us. These judgments are not relevant. They can only hurt you. So let us turn to the solution. Here are 4 principles to follow if you want to reduce your everyday stress. First, acknowledge the fact that everyone experiences insecurity. When someone is mean or aggressive with you, it is not because they like themselves. People who are truly happy with the person they have become are warm and generous. If you accept this truth, it will free you from judging others. Only in this way can you become the truly great person that you desire to be. The second principle to reduce stress flows from the first. Forgive everyone currently in your life, no matter if their transgressions are small or large. This forgiveness will reduce your stress. Third, forgive yourself for your imperfections. You struggle like the rest of us to see the greatness in yourself. You focus instead on the ways you could be better. This is a major hidden source of stress. Just sit quietly and forgive yourself. Fourth, accept past negative events as lessons, not mistakes. You would not be who you are today without those lessons. These principles to reduce stress, derived from the admonition of a heart surgeon to remove judgment, are not commonly accepted in our society. So it would be easy for you to dismiss them or think of them as quaint but unworkable. Nothing could be further from the truth. What you have been doing to cope with stress is not working. I am sure that you are aware that one definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. The standard prescription for reducing stress is to be successful. Have the best career, the most status, the greatest relationship, and you will be happy and stress-free. And these things do work for about 5 minutes. Then the stress returns. Now you have an alternative. Psychologists say that you have to hear a new idea 6 to 10 times before you can accept it. Perhaps you would like to try listening to this episode 10 times over the next 3 weeks. You may find that these ideas are more practical than the alternative. These podcasts are an introduction to the soon-to-be-published book, How to Live a Great Life. The promise of the book is to give you information and tools that will help you to reduce stress and increase joy in your life. To get updates on the launch date for the book, as well as information on future podcasts, please click the link Great Life in the show notes of this episode. Enter your email and you will be kept up to date. If you are listening using the Apple Podcast app, the show notes can be found by pressing on Detail. Then scroll down the show notes to find the Great Life link. This is Bill Rabo reminding you that your thoughts create your reality. So think positive thoughts.